Hi, everyone. Welcome to the September office hours for Calendar Anything. My name is Janelle Bromberg. I'm the Senior Director of App Exchange Sales and Alliances here at Silverline Emphasis, and I am joined by Lena Sen, our Senior Director of Product Management, and she'll be taking us through the latest release of Calendar Anything as well as our Admin Corner. But before we get into that, I wanted to remind everyone that we will be at Dreamforce next week. So if you're there, please reach out to us and let us know. We'd love for you to come to our events. And we are also at Florida Dreamin' October 2nd through October 4th. So if you're going to be down in Clearwater, again, let us know. We'd love for you to join us out there. Next, I will go ahead and pass it over to Lena to go over our latest release, version 1.113. It's going to be available next week, which is the week of Dreamforce. And we are presenting our new view, the Kanban view, which I'm going to let her go over. Lena?
Thank you, Janelle. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So big announcement that we are making next week is that we're adding a view to our already extensive collection of views. So we adding a Kanban view, which have been requested by some of our clients. So the reason we are adding the Kanban is we want to add additional flexibility for our clients to view and manage their data in Salesforce. So the Kanban view is very useful for things like, tasks, project management, just keeping track of and have ability to manage your workload. So in this view, you have a couple of options here in the grouping rows and grouping columns pick list. You'll be able to select any field from the object that the calendar is built on. So in this example, we have a task calendar. And we are grouping our columns by status and our rows by subject. So I can see everything that I have for this month in my task calendar, and I can easily drag and drop from one column to another, just like you would in any other Kanban view in the task management or project management tool. You can select your duration. We have several options here, just like we do in our views such as swim lane and Gantt. So you can do 1 day, 1 month, 1 week, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, I believe 3 years, and all time. This is in beta for the next month or so. So once we release it, we definitely want your feedback on things that you want to see, maybe potential improvements that you want us to add. But we are very, very excited to share this with you today.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Lena. And the next thing we want to go over is our admin corner. So we're going to go over a few things as far as child relation fields, field grouping limits, and some popular display settings that we feel like everyone kind of forgets about and we want to bring back to the forefront. So Lena, I will let you go over our admin corner.
Great, thank you. So I'm going to stop sharing my cameras and Janelle, let me share my screen. Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
I sure can.
Great. All right, so first up, we want to talk about child relation fields. And I know we've talked about those before, but I feel like this is a very useful feature that a lot of our clients can benefit from. So we want to reiterate it one more time. So in this example here, I'm viewing our events calendar. And in this org, we have multiple contacts enabled. So what this means is I can add multiple contacts to my name field. So currently I have David +2. If I want to see other 2 names, I can click on a pencil and it will show me. So this is what it looks like in Salesforce. In Calendar Anything, if I click on my event and I see the detail pop up, you can see that here we're displaying contact names, comma separated. in this special field we called contact name. So how this field was added to the detail pop-up, I'm going to walk you through all the steps here. So in Calendar Anything, admins have option to create what we call child relation fields. And this gives you ability to basically create a custom field that only lives in Calendar Anything. It doesn't live on your object in Salesforce. So this is something that you can add inside Calendar Anything only. And what it will do, it will pull records from your related field, or in this case, we're using the name field, and the information about additional names is stored in the event relation object in Salesforce. So here's what I have it set up. So it's super easy to do. You select your object that the calendar is built on, then you select which related object you want to look into. So we're using event relation. We're clicking on a pencil here, and we're saying from this object, show me all the items or contacts that have been added into the name field. And I can give this field a label, so we called it the contact name. Again, this field only lives in Calendar Anything. It doesn't exist in Salesforce on the object at the object level. You can show it as a table. So I'm gonna actually check this so you can see what that looks like. You can also add field labels if you want to. You can specify a limit. So for example, if your related list potentially can have a lot of records and you want to limit that, you can limit that to whatever number you want. We have 10 set here. So after 10, it will truncate, will not show more than 10. You also have a filter criteria here. So you can limit your data set from the related object by using some criteria. So in this case, we're saying is invitee equals empty. So we want to filter out some people from that list. So I'm gonna click save and click save again. Actually, I'm gonna click refresh. I'm actually refreshed page. Okay, and I'm going to go to my September 2nd. I'm gonna use my little orchestra guy here, and I'm gonna say, show me this at 50%. Okay, so these are the names of the people that we saw here at the record level. This is how they display now in Calendar Anything as additional fields, as well as here you can see it displayed as a table in the detail pop-up. So if I go and edit this calendar now, you will see that we added this special field now here, and it will be grayed out. So we know that this field doesn't actually exist in Salesforce. This is just existing Calendar Anything. So it will be it will have this gray line going through it. The same thing in display additional fields here. You'll see that the field is gray, and we also have the checkbox added here, which means that not only display this field, but also enable it for search. So what it does now, let's say if I want to search my data set in the calendar, and I want to see everyone, like all the events where Anna is invited, and Anna is additional person added to the name field, I can now use the global search to do that. So it will show me or allow me to search using those additional contacts that have been added to the event. So this is super powerful feature. If you need to, whittle down your data, if you need to search, if you just want to see without having to go into the record detail, clicking on it. So definitely take advantage of that option. All right, moving on. So Calendar Anything offers a variety of ways how you can group your data in day grouping, Gantt, and swim lane views. So I'm going to switch over here to day grouping since we already have this open. And if I expand my grouping selector here, you can see that event object has a lot of fields here. And users might get lost in what field they're trying to look for their grouping, even though we have a type ahead search here. As a Calendar Anything admin, you can limit this list in Calendar Anything and only display fields that are relevant to your users. So to do that, in admin settings, we have an option here called field grouping limits. I'm gonna add event object here. I'm gonna click on the pencil here and I'm gonna say, okay, I only want them to use assign to and related to and maybe subject. And I'm gonna click save and save again. So now when I expand my grouping options, you'll see that in my field section, I only have my 3 fields available now versus the huge number of fields that I had before. So again, this is great for user adoption and to improve your overall user experience of Calendar Anything. All right, moving on. So let's talk about display settings. So I personally have a set of my favorite display settings that anytime I install Calendar Anything in the new org or I work with our clients, those are the display settings that I would always set on for myself and for other Calendar Anything admins and users in general. So I'm gonna click on a gear here and we're gonna switch over to our general settings section. So the first one I want to highlight is confirm delete. So it's located in the advanced section of display setting. Again, we have this nice search feature where you can just type the display setting you're looking for, and we will whittle down and limit the number of options you can select from. Otherwise, you can just go to the advanced section and just scroll and find what you're looking for. So confirm delete, what it does is when a user is trying to delete any record from the calendar before the record gets deleted, we will show a pop-up asking if user is sure about deleting this record. So this is not related to any sort of validation rules or workflows or triggers that you have in your org. This is a Calendar Anything specific feature and just another safety option that we have added to the calendar. Another one that I like a lot is ability to open records in the new browser tab. So we know how, and I have this already set. So I'm going to show you what that looks like if I don't have it set. So we know how Salesforce has tabs inside the Salesforce app. So if I were to double click here, it will just open record detail in the same browser tab, but in the new Salesforce tab. And then if I need to go back to Calendar Anything, I need to wait for the calendar to load, which can take a few minutes, depending on how big your data set is. So with this display setting turned on, I can double click now and it will open the same record, but in the new calendar tab. So I can switch between tabs now to see, my record detail, go back to the calendar. If I need to refresh my data set, I just click on refresh icon, it will refresh my data set. So if I, let's say, made any changes here and I want to see those changes on the calendar, I don't need to refresh my page. I can just click on the refresh icon and it will refresh my data set. Let's see what else we have. Another very useful one is to remember last event detail pop-up position. So in a few months ago, we added an option where users can move around their detail pop-up. So we typically try to center it on your screen, but you can move it up or down. So if you prefer it to be in any other place than the center, you can select this checkbox and it will remember your preferences. Another one that I like is expand event bar on hover. I'm gonna select it and click save. So what it does is, for example, if I have, let's move this meeting up. Not letting me for some reason, I don't know why, but anyway, let's find something. Because we are in a month, you never mind. Let's do week view. So here you will see that I have my two events that sort of overlap, and if I want to see more information about it, I need to either double click or click to see the detail pop-up. With expand event bar and hover, I can just hover over and see all of the information that is hidden in the situation like this. So again, this is really good feature if you need to, have a quick peek into some details and you want to avoid extra clicks. So these are my favorite ones. Janelle, do you have any favorite ones that you want to share?
Not right now. I think you went over the one that I was going to mention, which is our little orchestra guy, and you showed how that kind of worked. So quick view settings are definitely my favorite because sometimes you're looking at a different data set and you want to be able to see different information, especially time slots. Okay, well, I want to do a 5-minute time slot rather than a 30-minute time slot. The event bar display Lena showed. Even start time and end time and when your day starts and when it ends, it might be different for you from when the person sitting next to you. So being able to have those personal display settings are really key. So yeah, of course, there is a ton to unpack as always with Calendar Anything and a ton of display settings. So if you're ever wondering how you can make it look a certain way, please reach out to us and submit a case. And yeah, we'd be happy to discuss it with you. So thank you guys so much for joining September's edition of Calendar Anything Office Hours, and we will catch you next month. Thanks so much.